Hello world, my name is John. I am the creator and author of a little blog called FreewareWire. Here's a little bit about myself. I'm a sophomore in college pursuing a career in computer science and engineering. I currently work in food retail and I tinker with computers in my spare time. Anyway, enough about me. The FreewareWire blog has been going for about a year now, and I haven't been able to make a single video for this channel because I haven't really had a computer that I could install a ton of freeware on. I have a netbook, and those of you who have netbooks know that they are not very good for installing a ton of stuff on. So I am building my own computer though, and that's kind of what this video is about, and hopefully I can make a few more videos, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I'm building a computer, and it's my first one ever. This is my first time ever touching hardware, pretty much. And I was really nervous about it, so I searched the internet and made all this research, but I figured out that there's not a lot of good resources for first-time builders. So I decided, you know what, how about I chronicle my first-time build and then put it up on YouTube, and maybe it'll help other people. So hopefully you guys can glean whatever you need to off of this if you've never built a computer before. So anyway, I'm not going to show how to put the pieces together, like this slot goes in this tab or whatever. I'm just going to talk about the pieces and how to decide what you want to buy, because that's what really tricked me up. I mean, there's all these guides out there saying, plug this in and plug that in, but how do you know it's compatible? How do you know what is what you want? I mean, what's in your price range, stuff like that. Anyway, I have a few more hints or notes I want to say. First note is that I am a novice, so please, if I make a mistake, correct me, but do not flame me, because I am saying that I will make mistakes, and like I said, this is my first time, so don't trust me as an absolute authority, and also do not flame me if you know more than me. If you do, make a comment, make a video response, and then everybody else can learn from that. But don't flame. That's never cool. Let's see. Secondly, watch the video annotations, because if I do make a mistake, that's how I'm going to correct them, because otherwise I have to retape, and I really suck at retaping because I use Windows Movie Maker, and I hate Windows Movie Maker, but that's another story. Anyway, my last point is that don't think that you have to buy the parts I did. I bought the parts I did because I thought that they were what I needed, that every part did what I wanted it to do, and it was within my price range. But don't think, oh, I have to buy all of his parts. I'm just trying to teach you or share how I learned how to pick out parts. So, every computer is different, every person is different, so don't limit yourself to what I'm buying. So a few more hints about the whole building process. Number one, make yourself a budget, because that's going to help you. Unless you're like filthy stinking rich, in which case I do accept donations. No, I'm kidding. But in which case, set a budget, try to keep to it as tough as possible. You might learn, like I learned, that I had to go more than my budget to get what I wanted, but if you don't, you're going to start picking out more expensive pieces, and it's going to add up, and you're going to be spending a lot more than you wanted to. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, do your research. Now, that could be even watching these videos. Hopefully, they'll be kind of like research, but you also need to do your own research. It means Googling as much as you can about, about the different hardware pieces to at least know what they do. If you don't know what a motherboard is, you probably should find out before you buy one, because they're pretty expensive, pieces of hardware if you don't know what it is. So learn what that does, try to learn what the terms mean, what a gigahertz means and how it's different than a gigabyte, and all that different stuff. I mean, a lot of the sites that have that stuff are really confusing, but do your best, because that's going to help you in the long run. Thirdly, find a forum or support board or something to ask on. Now, you might just want to ask once after you have all your decisions made, but at least ask once. And that assures you that you're going to buy all these pieces and spend a lot of money, and then they're going to work. And they're not just going to, you're going to get it together, and it's going to be like two different jigsaw puzzles in the same box. So ask at least once. If you are going to ask more than once and just say, I need help, ask as specific questions as you can. And this comes from a guy who asked really vague questions. You know, like, I asked so many questions, and I found out that the more I did my research and the more I asked specific questions, like should I go with this product or this product, not what's RAM do, then I didn't ask that anyway. But then people actually, responded to me because it was a lot easier for them, I mean, it's easier to write a one sentence response about what's better about this piece than that piece than describing an entire book on what this part does or what that part does. So, do your research and then be very specific in your questions. That's my 2 hints about getting help. So, anyway, a forum I would recommend is TechSupportForum.com. That's where I asked, and the guys are really nice and help you. So anyway, that's my intro to YouTube, my announcement about the FreewareWire PC, and a couple of hints if you're hoping to get started on building your own. So I ordered all my parts. They're coming in, and I got half of them. Most of them are going to come within the next week, and I'm going to try and build it as soon as possible. Hopefully it'll be running in the next week. I'm probably going to make videos chronicling how I picked my parts and then maybe how I'm putting it together, but we'll see. So until then, FreewareWinians, I'll see you later.